This explains everything. Premier League clubs have been delaying their signings due to the financial fair play rules, and we have seen teams like Nottingham Forest and Everton come down with punishments due to them breaking the rules. Now, these English clubs, 5 out of the 6, have been clubs that haven't had any financial fair play rules as of yet. Man City, of course, 115 breaches already. Would they really want to add more to that? But Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, United have all been, for the most part, quiet. A couple signings here and there. Tottenham got a center back from Italy. But nothing too drastic when it comes to the signings. Any signings from these clubs. If anything, they're doing small little loans with young players. And you might be asking, why has this, transfer window been so quiet for these teams? Well, the answer is here they are just concerned over financial fair play rules and don't want anything to happen to, their points. Most of all for Arsenal, City, and Liverpool, 3 teams fighting for the Premier League. If they get a 10-point deduction, they go from fighting for the Premier League to fighting for Champions League football, all because of signing of a new player. Now, we have been seeing many of these teams, come into agreements, for the player to come into the summer so the wages could fall under a new account. Now, an example of this would be Arsenal. Really like the Spanish midfielder. I believe you say Supamendi. I'm going to butcher that name. But he is, heavily linked to Arsenal. Very interested. It seems like Arsenal have some sort of agreement, and possibly we could see in the summer he comes to Arsenal just because they don't want any financial fair play rules broken. Ivan Toney could be another one that could already have his, already an agreement in place to join Arsenal in the summer. You could see Chelsea and Osimhen being one. All these clubs have some sort of agreement with players already, but they are just too fearful to bring them in January and then have some sort of financial fair play dispute over it. Of course, Man City has 115 charges, which has been extremely odd to see because they cracked down on one charge for Everton right away, 10-point deduction. But for Man City, somehow, some way, 115 charges, and we still haven't got any insight, any news, any update on what's going to happen with them. We just had a lad that was formerly employed for Manchester City who came out and basically said, if they are found guilty, we are going to see some major consequences considering what Everton has gotten with one charge. Multiply that by 115. Obviously, I don't believe they will be charging them 115 times. I believe it will be like 50 would be a reasonable number. But still, you're going to take away 500 points. Or if they've done worse, because Everton, it wasn't even that bad. You'd think Everton gets a 10-point deduction for financial fair play rules being broken. You'd think these lads have brought in like 2 world-class players. No, mama, it was Neil Maupay. You're getting 10 points deducted because of Neil Maupay. Oh my god. But Man City, on the other hand, have been, buying, the likes of Aguero and so, a bunch of players that were world-class and that really changed the drastic of where Man City was heading as a club in the future. They went from being a mid-table club that's fighting relegation even at times to being a club that is winning, 3 Premier Leagues in a row, won the treble, trying to do 4 in a row. That just shows that all the money that they, spent in has drastically changed the club and has, you could tell, robbed, as you could say, many clubs from titles. If you really take in consideration, they've taken a Premier League from Ole, they've taken a Premier League from Arteta, they've taken a Champions League from Inter, if you want to say that. They've taken, Premier Leagues from Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. A whole bunch of things have been done by Man City. If you really want to consider all of the butterfly effect that has happened with all the financials that have been put into Man City, because you can't tell me all that revenue and all that money that they were putting into the club was based off the fans, because the club, yes, it's been a club that's been there for a while, but there wasn't many Man City fans as they are today since they've had success. If you compare the amount of fans that were now to 10 years ago, it's a huge change due to Man City's success, and these are, financial fair play reaches that are coming from, back when they were taking over, which was in the 2000s, before even 2010. But this just shows that Premier League clubs are just, being very cautious. Nobody wants to have any deductions, no problem, so they're just gonna wait for the new season, and that's why we haven't seen any movement in the transfer window really that's significant. Typically, we've seen January transfer windows that have gotten crazy, but this one won't, just because financial fair play has been, extremely strict recently. So that's just the explanation on why this transfer window was a bit boring. The only news we've gotten was the Mbappe possibly leaving PSG was the most, and then Tottenham got a center back. Like, wow, lads. But everything else has been a bit slow. But anyways, make sure to leave a comment down below what you think about this. Do you think financial fair play should change and allow teams to not be so fearful about them possibly getting any charges on them? And should Man City finally pay for the 115 breaches? But anyways, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and thank you guys for watching.